Welcome back to another video. This one is a very good video. A lot of people had requested it since it's the 2.0 version of the standalone strategy. The original video that I had released was in regards to the 15-minute and the 30-minute confluence in regards that you want to use before taking an entry. Now, the one that I'm going to show now is using the 3-minute and the 5-minute. Why? Because you're able to have actually sniper entries. You want to have more anticipated moves and also be able to find a setup on a daily basis. So now let's get started. Rule number one, before finding a trade, you want to make sure that EMAs are both pointing the same direction. For example, the red is the 100 EMA and the 200 EMA is the purple line. So you want the red to be above the purple if you're going to take any longs, and you want the red to be below the purple if you're going to take any shorts. Remember, the 3-minute and the 5-minute both need to match. So let's get started. I went back exactly 1 month. So today is April 17th, and I went back to March 17th. So let's get started. So this session indicator that I have on the back, it always highlights the time of 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it ends right around 4 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. basically. So let's get started. Once you look at the market at 7 in the morning, what do we see here? The 5-minute on the bottom, the 5-minute time frame, we have bullish EMAs. The red is above the purple, so we have bullish EMAs. Perfect. Now on the 3-minute, what do we have? We have the red under, so we have bearish EMAs on the 3-minute. There's nothing that can be done here because we have no confluence. The 3-minute is pointing for shorts and the 5-minute is pointing for longs. So what we do is we sit patiently and we wait for a few more candles to start unfolding. And what do we see here? We see price go above EMAs, both on the 3-minute and the 5. We created a micro leg, a very nice push. We went above price action. So every time that price creates a leg and it breaks the EMAs going up or down, I consider that a reset. So what we had here around 9 in the morning was a reset. We had a reset to the upside. So now we simply got to wait for the retracement to be able to take a trade. So once we started retracing, we see that the EMAs were starting to cross here, and it was starting to cross for a bullish side. So the red was starting to become bullish because it was going above the purple line. Now, what do we have here on the 5-minute? On the 5-minute, we already been bullish all morning. The red stayed consistently above the purple 200 EMA. So the 5-minute only gave long indications all morning. The 3-minute were given fake shorts, and then now a resetted price for longs. So once we had this retracement here, we go ahead and we can take a long. Why? Because the 3-minute and the 5-minute are both showing long EMAs. We had our retracement and we're able to go ahead and take a long. So we can take a long here, and you'll take the first TP at 150 points. And after the 150 points, we're able to move stops to break even, leave a runner. The runner will target the next institutional level. And if you had a second runner, it can target the second institutional level. So you had TP1 at the previous high, you had an institutional level hit, and then the next one hit as well. And that trade completed for the day, which was a fairly nice trade. It had about a 43-point drawdown. Usually I like to have my stops at between 50 and 70 points, but I want to anticipate my TP1 to be the same. In this case, our TP1 was about 150 points, so it was a good risk to reward. Plus, you will always leave a runner, and those runners will make the best of the rest of the position that you're placing for the day. So now let's move forward. Let's go to the next day. All right, on the next day, first thing you see in the morning at 7 is EMAs are bullish at 5 in the morning, and EMAs are slightly bearish on the 3 minute. So what we do, again, we sit back and we wait patiently. We wait patiently through this consolidation here. Then we see an abrupt push to the bullish side, which was right around close to market open at 9:30. So after the push happened, you wait for the retracement and you wait for the EMAs to turn bullish as well. Just how on the 5 minute, the 5 minute has been consistently bullish all morning, however, giving no entries. So once we saw this strong bullish move, it reset it. Why? Because we're crossing the EMAs. When price crosses the EMAs, I call that a reset, how I just said. Wait for the retracement. And on that retracement, you're able to go ahead and take a long, and TP1 will be previous highs right around 120 points. Then you can go ahead and leave a runner. Since TP1 and the first institutional level is so close to each other, I wouldn't take TP1 at the previous highs and then TP2 at the institutional level. I will go ahead and wait for the next institutional level. So in this case, you will take the rest of your TP2 out around almost 2 o'clock, and you can go ahead and swing another runner or just close the entire position and call it a day. All right, so that's 2 wins right there. Let's keep moving forward. This is a really, really good strategy because it has high win rate, and you're able to right off the bat in the morning identify what the market is doing. So you're able to give a very thorough analysis on what the market is doing. And if you obviously put this strategy together with fibs on a higher time frame, I like to run my fibs with US30 on the 30-minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour, also the daily. But usually when you combine the fibs with this strategy, which you're merging the 3-minute and the 5, you're able to have even more confirmation on your entries, and you're able to have a very small drawdown. All right, so let's keep moving with this day here, the new day. Market is showing bullishness due to the EMAs. Both EMAs are currently bullish, right? All right, so we also see here a reset in price. The EMAs, price had crossed the EMAs. I call this a reset. I wait patiently for those resets. After the reset, after price breaks EMAs, you wait for that retracement. So then around here, you have a retracement. We're both bullish on the 3-minute and the 5-minute. So that is a proper long position. All right. So this proper long position here, it went up, and first TP was at 48 points and second was at 94. And it ended up pushing up 150 points in total. I wouldn't really like to take this trade here. Why? Because my first TP, it was only 48 points. So I find that to have a very bad risk to reward. If my stops are at 70 points, 50 to 70 points, I do not want to take a trade that my first TP is going to be so close. So I would pass on this trade here in particular. And then you see here a retracement. On the retracement here, we see a reset, price reset to the downside. We see a retracement. Price action is still bullish. EMAs are still bullish on the upside. It's pointing bullish on the 3-minute, and on the 5-minute, we're also bullish. So we will not be able to take this short here. That trade will be invalid. Be very mindful of EMAs both aligning on the time frames. So let's carry on to the next day. All right, following day, what do we have here? All right, price action, bullish. We are just receiving a lot of tests, so we're not able to take this long here. Why? Because we're not even touching the 5-minute. So we don't have any confluence on the 5-minute. We only have confluence on the 3-minute. So we will go ahead and skip on this. And also, if you notice, the reset was around 1:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's when it created a reset to the upside, and then price action retraced for a long. However, the long would have been invalid because the red is under the purple line. So we will go ahead and skip that trade. There's no setups here in the morning. What you want to wait for is a reset. Both time frames are bullish. Now let's wait for a reset, and around here we see a reset around 12:30 p.m. So price went below the EMA and right above. This here is a reset. It settled above and then it retraced and it gave a long right here. However, it had no confluence on the 5 minute, so I wouldn't have taken this trade either. So you want to be mindful that there will be times when you see a clear setup on the 3 minute or the 5, but if they're not both giving you an entry indication, you will have to go ahead and pass on that trade. So for me, there would be no clear trades for this day. So let's keep moving forward. So far, there has been no losses. All right, on this day here, unfortunately, there's no setups because there's no clear retracements. Price was just very bearish. It had a very strong objective to the downside. So we'll go ahead and skip that. And here we're already on March 24th. All right, so let's see what March 24th has. First thing you see in the morning, EMAs on the 3 minute are bullish. On the 5 minute down here, they are bearish. So they're not in confluence. You have to wait patiently. All right, so we had this big flush right around 9:30. Of course, big moves around 9:30 when market opens. But we had a reset to the upside. So that's a good sign. We had a reset to the upside. We had a retracement. EMAs were just on the verge of crossing, yet they have not crossed. They were bullish on, it was bullish on the 3 minute, but it was not bullish on the 5 minute yet. So what you want to do is you just got to wait patiently for those EMAs to cross. So we had a very nice push, another retracement. Then now we're able to take a long here. Why? Because both time frames are showing you a bullish indication. We had a nice reset to the upside, and we had a very nice retracement with confluence on both EMAs. We see the 200 and the 100 touching for a very clear long. So let's see, first TP will be right around 107 points. And after we have the first TP, it consolidated, our runners are still intact, and you're able to take now your TP2 right before market close. And that would have been another beautiful trading day. So let's keep moving forward. I just want to mention that this strategy is very effective when you're passing challenge accounts because it allows you to find a trade every day. And as you notice, you're basically picking the good leg for the day. So a lot of times US30 can just consolidate, just like any other pair, for example. It could just consolidate for the duration of the entire session. But with this strategy, you're able to pick a strong move or a strong leg to be able to capitalize on that day. Because you want, when you're taking the challenge account, you want to be able to take large wins, and you want to be able to be ready for a setup consistently. You don't just want to take 1 or 2 trades a week. You want to consistently find high win rate setups with good risk to reward and have those runners going and doing all the job for you. All right, so again, we have another beautiful day here. This is March 25th. Price is showing that we are bullish on both 3 minute and the 5 because we're the red is above the 200 on both time frames. We see a price reset at 5, almost 6 o'clock in the morning. We had a reset long. We had a small retracement. However, that is consolidating very ugly. There's nothing that you can practically do here, so you have to just sit on your hands. And I wouldn't see any clear setup for this day either, unfortunately. After this session had almost completed around 1 o'clock, we see a retracement here. We saw a reset to the downside and a retracement for a short. However, EMAs were short, crossing short on the 3 minute, but they were not short on the 5 minute. So that would have been invalid. So you don't want to trade that day, or at least you don't want to trade this strategy that one day. So one thing to keep in mind as well is that if you don't see a setup with this strategy for the day, you're always going to be able to find another one of our strategies that we have, either a fib on the 30 minute that has confluence with institutional level, and you see a twister bottom or twister top, or any of our many strategies that we have. This is just another strategy that you want to add to your arsenal and be able to pass the challenge account with high win rate. All right, so what do we have here? We're now on March 28th. All right, EMAs are bullish. Once you look at the market at 7 in the morning, we see that we had a reset around 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. We had a reset and a retracement. We had a long play out. We wouldn't have taken that long unless we trade the London session. So I just patiently wait for market to give me another reset. Here we had a reset to the downside. It started coming down, no clear retracement. And at the end of the day, it gave no clear setup. Right around here, it's 2 o'clock, where you had several very minor retracement. It probably met an objective here. You don't want to enter this trade. And if you was to enter a trade here short, you would have been stopped out at 50 to 70 points. All right. So that would be the first loss if you would have taken the trade in this particular day. So let's keep moving forward. I'm only going to offer a few more samples because this is very simple. It is very effective for beginners because they don't have to be looking at price action entirely. This is based off indicators and price action, but price action alone can be intimidating for beginners, and also having to look at so many time frames. So to be able to have a high win rate by just solely looking at the 3-minute and the 5-minute, it will make beginners gain a lot of confidence so that then they can go ahead and move up to the higher time frames and develop the skill to trade the other strategies that we have. All right, so what do we have here? Here we have a test where market is currently bullish. We had a retracement. However, this one is invalid here because we already had test prior to that one, and we had no reset before that. So I wouldn't have taken any long here. Remember that you want that reset before you take your entry. So here, there's nothing going on. A reset to the downside. However, EMAs are bullish. Again, here, we reset again to the downside. EMAs are still bullish. There's nothing going on here. Let's carry on to the next day. All right, what do we see here? So EMAs are extremely flat. I do not like when EMAs are so flat to the point where you can barely see if they are bullish or bearish. So the 3-minute apparently is showing bearish moves. The 5-minute is showing bullish moves. So there's nothing that can be done until those two time frames align. So there was nothing going on here. And right around here, we do not have a setup because the red didn't cross entirely. So there was no trades on March 30th. Let's see if we can do one more. All right, let's move forward. All right, first thing we look in the morning here, 7 bearish on the 3-minute and turning bearish on the 5-minute. So that's a really good sign. However, we were not able to catch this short that we have here. This is a very nice short. We have confluence on both time frames, but we never had a prior reset. We had a reset at 4 a.m. with a retracement and a push, another retracement, third retracement, fourth retracement. As the more retracements we have, the more I see that as a weakness on strength. So I would not have taken this short. All right, so I think with the amount of examples that I just offered in this video, we're able to clarify and all agree that this is a super simple strategy. This is a strategy that I've been trading along the 15 and 30-minute standalone with the fibs on the higher time frame. And of course, I love using the institutional levels because that's where I take my TPs. I hope that everyone finds a lot of benefit from this video. You can go ahead and apply it immediately. And I just want to show really quick, aside from all of this, I want to show briefly how I do my back testing. So I like to maximize my chart. Let me go to replay, click at the beginning of 7 o'clock. And then let's see right here, wait for everything to load correctly. All right, so you just hit shift and the forward arrow on your keyboard. You tap it one at a time and you let the market play out. You see the candles playing out. And once you see a trade, if it's valid, invalid, go ahead and take a screenshot, create a folder on your computer, a folder of proper setups and improper setups. So that way you know what to actually look for and what setups to ignore. So again, I hope this video was very beneficial for everyone. If you hear someone snoring in the background, that is my Frenchie. That guy snores super loud. It's nothing I can do about it. So if you hear him, I apologize for that. But again, hope this video serves everyone well. If you have any questions, just shoot me a DM on Instagram at Fibs Don't Lie, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.